focusing yet. We're blurry for some reason. Well, good morning, y'all. Good morning. There we go. We're focused. All right. It is Friday morning, and we're gonna have breakfast together. Let me see if I can tilt this just a little bit. There we go. Is that better? Nope, that's not better. Is that better? That's better. Okay. We're gonna have breakfast together. Yep. About to get my spoon to put sugar in my coffee. I sure enough did. I have already been up. I have put in a load of laundry. I got the new washer yesterday. We're going to do 2 scoops of sugar instead of 3. We're going to cut it back just a little bit. I have already been up, done a load of laundry in the new washer, as I said. I have walked the dogs. I have mopped the kitchen floor. I have mopped the other room, the flow over room, the extra, the storage room, the living room, the TV room, whatever that room is. I don't know anymore. I don't know what to call it. The other room. Okay, so I've mopped. I've not made my bed yet because I think I'm going to do another load of laundry. So, see, I told you I was going to put my coffee in a mason jar. These are those Pioneer woman cups that come with a lid on them with a straw on them. Mason jar lids fit them. They're pretty. I didn't have room for them in my cabinet after I got here and sorted my cabinet. So I'm having grits and eggs and some bacon and a piece of sausage for breakfast. That's what I'm having. Yep. I didn't have room for these cups in my for the Pioneer glasses in my cabinet, so I put them down. I have a cabinet where I keep empty mason jars because I use them for everything. I use them for leftover food storage because they, like I said before in another video, they're long, so they fit in my small little refrigerator. But my refrigerator's small, and I'm okay with small refrigerator. Would I've gotten a bigger one if I knew I was going to live here permanently? Possibly I would have, only because originally, I'm so glad I did not get what I originally was going to get. Originally, I was going to get just a countertop size refrigerator for this house because I didn't plan on being here, but for a few weeks at a time here and there. My idea was at the time was that I was going to come up here for a couple weeks, a month at the most, and go back to Florida for a couple months. That was what the ex-husband and I discussed, that I was going to just spend the next year or so really fixing this place up for retirement, possibly, or just coming back and forth to Kentucky to do some art stuff for about 10 years, and then we were going to, when he was getting ready for retirement, we were going to talk about which one to sell, whether it be Kentucky, because we could have gotten our money back on Kentucky, and maybe made a few dollars, not a lot, and because especially with all the upgrades or fix-ups we do, but that's not what happened, That's why I got that new saying, life is what happens when you make other plans. I did not know the whole time he was cheating, so I got a little refrigerator. So I have to think twice about what goes in that refrigerator. Hold on, it sounds like I want to wash it quick. I gotta go turn the water off. I'll explain that later too. Okay, I'm back. Now I can eat my breakfast. I have to turn the water off to the washer because the house is old. We've had water line problems when we first hooked up water, and I only have one. Well, I have one water line coming into the house. It comes in through the bathroom, through the back room, into the kitchen. So it's one line, and I only have cold water in the house, and I'm okay with that. Um, we can heat all the hot water we need for baths and showers. We can do it. We have not had an issue doing that, and that's another whole how I do it all later. But I have to turn off the. I go. Okay, I decided that when we used the washer for the first time yesterday, that told Nathan every time we get done using the washer, we need to go turn it off so we don't take an accident, so the pressure doesn't build up in that back room, and we don't have a pipe leak or a pipe bust, because um, in some places I've got a lot of pressure, in other places I don't. Like um, in the kitchen sink, it comes and goes, and when I fill up the bathtub in back, sometimes got a lot of pressure, so it comes and goes. So I'm not taking chances. Oh, it's pretty good with that only 2 teaspoons of sugar. So I'm not taking chances on my pipes busting. So I take a minute and I go turn it off. No big deal. I know some people could not live the way I live. They would think it was way too much work, because yesterday when I was filling up the tub to take a bath, um, I said something to Bevels, because we were talking on the phone, and she was joking. She said something about it's a lot of work to take a bath. What it is planning. That's what it is. You plan to take a bath. I mean, they're a lot more off grid than I am. I mean, she says she's not, but she is. She's off grid. I have no complaints at all. In fact, right now, if I had to choose, and I don't think it's because of the divorce, and I don't think it's because I'm doing things on my own. If I had to choose between this house and Florida house, I'd choose this house right now. I was telling Bevels that I know I grew up where everything was nice. I mean, we didn't have money, but my dad worked really hard, and he wanted like nice dishes, matching dishes. He wanted nice furniture, because I grew up with plastic on the furniture. Okay, if my parents bought something new, it was slip covered in plastic, and it stayed that way until they got something else new. My dad grew up. My dad grew up very, very poor, very poor. He was raised by a single mom because his father was killed. His father had been driving tractor for a living, and he quit his job, but the new guy was having trouble learning how to use the tractor. So he went in the day after he had quit his job because he was supposed to go in to become a cop, go become a sheriff or a cop or something the following Monday. But he went back to his job to help the new guy with the tractor, and he was killed. So my grandfather was killed when my dad was like 8 or 9 years old. So my grandmother raised 2 boys by herself, and she scrimped and scraped everything she could. They took hand-me-downs from other people. They, drove down the road, saw something in somebody's trash, they grabbed it if it was anything good. So my dad grew up extremely poor. Got an education though, so he did get an education. They made sure he went to college, and he became a teacher and a preacher. So he worked hard. He never forgot who he was though. He never got uppity. He never had his nose in the air. He accepted everybody, but he wanted, since he could afford it, if they planned for it, he wanted to look. He always looked nice. I mean, clothes were bought when they were on sale, so he looked nice. I mean, that's I think that's where I get my thrifting find gene from. That's why I can find a bargain. I can go find that $100 or $200 pair of jeans, and only pay $3 for them, because at a thrift store or something. Because I don't know name brands, because I think my mom used to say nobody's paying me to wear the brands, and I think she would say that because they couldn't afford the name brands, and they had 4 kids. You can't afford name brands, so she just started always saying to us, they didn't pay me to wear that brand. They didn't pay me to wear Nike on the shirt. They didn't pay me. When they start paying me for you kids to wear their name brands, then you guys can wear them. So I think it was just her way of getting us not to wear name brands. And to this day, I don't care about name brands. I just don't. But where's I going with this? Oh, I was telling Bevels that one of my fondest memories of going someplace with my mom and camping and stuff was several years ago. I think Katie was around 15-ish, so that's maybe 10 years ago. We took a road trip back to South Hill, Virginia, just because we could. And we stayed at a campground that it had an overnight camping area. And it had trailers you could rent. They were ugh. But they had a few empty spots, and it was cold. I remember it being cold, and there was a shower house, a bathhouse, and because we were talking about taking showers and stuff, and it was. I remember the shower being cold because it was outside, basically privacy fence that went from your knees to above your head. So, it was outside stalls, outside the toilet house, the bathroom. The showers were on the outside. Women on one side, men on the other side. And I remember that fondly as being one of the more better experiences camping. I mean, yeah, it's nice to go camping and get a nice shower house. I won't get it. I won't lie to you. But, you want a piece of bacon, baby? You want a piece, Gracie? But I finally remember the other ways of doing it. I like the more ruggedness of stuff. I just do. I don't want to go out there and wallow around in nature. But I'm happy right now with this house. I'm happy. There's a few things that need to be fixed on it. It needs to be painted or sided, some siding or painting or something on it. And the roof needs to be checked. And the porch needs to be fixed. So there's some things that need to be done. But they will get done. They will get done. I got to wash my bed sheets this morning yet. So I will do that next. But I can only do one or the other. I can only wash or dry. And I'm going to dry today. Normally, I go hang it out. But it's rainy. And I want the sheets dried. So I'm going to do bed sheets in a little bit. Because it's a little bit harder to do the sheets in the smaller washer. I mean, this is not a big washer. I'll show you guys in a little bit. It was a little harder to do I could do a bed sheet at a time. But it was a little bit harder to do it. And that spin out basket was wonderful. In fact, that spins out better than the new washer does. But I thought I needed a little bit bigger washer now that we're up here permanently. Because the other thing was great for, like I said, the week or two here or there. You know, I used to, what I was doing before was, I would take home my dirty clothes that last week. I'd make sure whatever I wore before that was washed. But when I was going back to Florida, I would take home a bag of dirty clothes. And then when I got home, it'd be just like being on a trip. I would wash them. I still had clothes up here. But the last few days I was here, I would just take home dirty clothes and wash them. And I would take home dirty sheets. So I have spare sheets, another set. And what I would do is I would put clean sheets on the bed before I left. Because that way if I came in, the next time I came in late, I knew the bed sheets were clean and I could just crawl into a clean bed after I took a bath or whatever. But I think I want fresh, clean sheets on the bed tonight. So, nothing wrong with what I've already got clean, but I was thinking I was going to have to go find a laundromat for the comforter. I'm hoping it'll fit in this washer. We're going to find out today. I said comforter, but it's a bedspread. The babies are watching me. They think they need some grits. They both like grits. They've already had their breakfast. But they both like grits. I was going to have this little piece of banana bread, but instead I decided to fix grits and eggs and bacon and sausage. You guys had breakfast. Yeah, you did. But that's my plan. Oh, and I'm thinking about doing Monday morning coffee talks, you know. Think about Monday morning. I'm not really sure yet, but I'm thinking about it. And if I can figure out how to go live, which I don't know if I can, because I've never done it before. I am thinking about going live. It's just I got to figure out what time of the morning I want to do this. If I want to do it about 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. Because what that means is I have to get up. Not that I stay in late, because if I think about sleeping in, I don't sleep in. And typically, I am usually up. Wow, it's almost 11. It's almost 11. Oh, it's 11:40. Okay. Well, that's because I did everything else this morning before I ate breakfast. I got up and did stuff before I got up and had breakfast. I mean, I took the dogs out, mopped floors. I got to vacuum some carpet areas. But I did everything else before I decided to have breakfast. I guess I'm having a late breakfast, early lunch. I guess that's called brunch. I've kind of got my timing messed up in the house with everything I was doing. Because when I get involved in a project, I forget to stop and eat dinner. I forget to stop and eat lunch or something. So I think because I want to eat dinner tonight at a decent hour. Not that I'm eating late at night. I'm not doing that. It's just I'm eating a lunch so late that I'm not eating a dinner, so to speak. And I like doing the 3 times a day at least. They say you're supposed to eat 5 times a day. Have a light breakfast, have a little breakfast, a light snack, have a lunch, have a light snack, and have a light dinner. That's what they say. That's what I've heard. I want to meet they someday. But that's what I've heard people say. I knew a lady, I just think she was skinny because of her metabolism, period. Because I don't see how she ever had weight on her. She was that thin. But she used to tell me all the time, and my sister, because we used to work together, my sister and I, at the same law office, she used to tell me, well, if you just eat snacks all day long, if you nibble all day long, and I look at her and I think to myself, I think you're a skinny person to start with. You know, you're very thin. I mean, she only was this big around. And she did yoga and stuff like that. I mean, so she's done that her whole life, and she was always thin. And I said to her, were you ever a heavy kid? She goes, no, I was a real skinny toothpick kid. I'm like, oh, there we go. You know, metabolism. I said, there are heavy people in your family? No, they're all thin like me. I'm like, here you go, metabolism, family, traits, genes, whatever, hereditary. But, well, we got to get busy doing some stuff today. And I got to show you guys around in a little bit. So I think I will do that. I think I'm going to end this video, call this breakfast. And then I'll come on back and later and do a video and show you guys what all's going on. Because I want to get the bed made. And, because this is the first morning I've not made my bed. Not made my bed this first morning. I got some miscellaneous stuff to deal with, I think. But I'll show you guys the washer and stuff in a little bit. I'll show you guys around a little bit, okay? So I'm going to end this video now and say, if you like my videos, like and subscribe. If you don't, I'm sorry. But enjoy the craziness of life, because you might laugh about it when you tell a friend. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Thanks for having breakfast with me.